This is the BMW C400 GT, India's most expensive and most powerful scooter. Of course, this is a very niche product. It comes from the house of BMW and it carries a price tag of 10 lakh rupees ex-showroom. So it is meant for a limited few who can afford this one. But if you go by the technicalities, well yes, the C400 GT, the GT in its name, stands for Grand Touring. That means it is a touring scooter. It is meant for touring. Now of course, if you're going to buy this in India, you have that kind of money. Now you're not going to take it out for touring purposes, but we still thought we'll put its touring capabilities to test as we took this scooter on a 600 kilometers road trip. So can the C400 GT live up to its name? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Now the C400 GT is a maxi scooter and everything about it, as you can see, is max. Now this is a very spacious scooter. As you can see, there's a lot of room here for the rider, and the most important part is it has got a very wide and long footboard. So you can sit here comfortably all day and you can cruise very comfortably. Now the other thing is the handlebar. It's sort of pulled back, but it is in a very comfortable position. You can sit here in a relaxed manner, and then between the foot positioning you can change it. You can sit upright or you can just sit as if you are on a cruiser. You can just stretch out your legs and it is a very comfortable scooter. Now I'll come to the long distance comfort part later on, but overall I think in terms of space, in terms of accessibility, this has a seat height of 775 millimeters, which is lower than most bikes. So even shorter riders will be able to manage it quite comfortably. You can flat foot, you can ride in traffic, and this doesn't bother you that much. Other thing is that can be concerning is the weight. This one weighs nearly 214 kilograms. Now that is very heavy. In fact, it's just double the weight of your regular 125cc scooters. So a very heavy scooter, but once you're on the go, this thing has a really phenomenal balance. Again, I'll talk about that later, but in that regard, it is quite comfortable. Now the best part is of course the seat, and it comes with a backrest as well. This is a rider backrest, so for long distance touring, that is very comfortable. Living up to its touring name, it has got a wide and a very tall windscreen for wind protection, and it works really well. And high speed, it protects you from the wind blast. And of course, if you're a taller rider, you might struggle, as I came to know about some other tester who is above 6 feet. So he was telling me that the wind just cuts right into your face. But for me, I'm 5'8", it was perfectly fine even during long distances. Now in terms of tech, you get a very nice 6.5-inch TFT display. Typical BMW standards, it's very crisp, very nice to use. You have got these menus here, you've got this toggle switch around here, and you've also got this rotary dial, so you can select through the menu, and it is quite intuitive to use. Of course, you don't have to use the menu a lot because there aren't many features in this scooter. It just has traction control, which is permanently on. Apart from that, you don't get many electronic frills. Of course, it has got ABS, but then there is nothing else. You also get full LED lights, and these lights are really well, they light up in the dark quite beautifully. Now apart from that, you also get keyless entry, which is standard, and with the key you can operate virtually everything here. So you've got these nice two storage up in front. The under seat storage can also be accessed from right here. There's a button, it's electric, and it has got 31 liters of space, but it can be increased to 45 liters because it comes with something called BMW Flex Case. Now as you can see now, what it does, it basically opens up and you can put a full-size helmet in here using this flex case. Now the thing is, when you open it, it basically eats into the space of the rear suspension, and that means if you are going to use it, if you are going to put a full-size helmet in the scooter, it's not going to work. You'll see the warning on the dash, so it doesn't work that way. But that's perfectly fine, because very clever in fact, because you are going to put your helmet there only when you're not riding. So very smart touch, and it is quite phenomenal. And because it's a BMW, everything here is about quality. It also gets a hydraulic strut, so very classy, very rich looking, and overall the fit and finish, the quality, everything about this scooter is top notch. Now in terms of performance, of course, you can say that this is just a single cylinder engine and it only produces 34 bhp and 35 Newton meters of torque. Now that is close to the same figures as you get on the BMW G310s. But then that's not the case, because this scooter, well, in terms of performance, I think it's more than adequate, because when you're riding this thing, especially on open roads, well, this thing really pulls, because on the highway, I saw myself cruising at nearly 130 kilometers per hour, and it's very refined, very comfortable. It doesn't feel strained. It comes with a CVT gearbox, but overall, the engineering behind it feels very BMW. And to be honest, I didn't feel that it needs a bigger engine or you need more power. It can comfortably touch top speeds of around 145 kilometers per hour without any hassle. So if you want to tour, and if the roads allow you to cruise at 120 kilometers per hour, but I think this is more than enough. Even in terms of acceleration, it is quite brisk. Of course, it doesn't pull like a motorcycle. It is still a small engine, but quick overtakes, whatever you want to do, this thing scoots around quite spiritedly. Now, the other thing that I absolutely love about this scooter is the comfort. The seat is remarkable. I mean, I did 300 kilometers in a day, and by the end of the journey, I thought, doing it on a scooter, whatever it is, it doesn't make sense, but you can spend long hours on it and you can just cruise comfortably, especially if the roads allow you to, because I took this thing to Dehradun, and the highway for the most part is brilliant. It's very smooth and straight line. You can carry triple digit speeds all day long, and this thing does that without breaking a sweat. Now, if there's one thing that I didn't really enjoy is the suspension, because I thought it's a little too stiff for our road conditions. Now, this is a CBU unit, so of course it's not been tuned for Indian road conditions, and you can feel it because the suspension, when the road is not smooth, when the road is wavy and there are undulations on the road, it feels a little jittery. It keeps on moving all the time, and there's a lot of vertical movement even at high speeds. But having said that, the stability is phenomenal. I mean, like I said, triple digit speeds all day long, you can do that, and it is rock solid. The other thing is, when you're riding it in the city, the suspension feels even more rigid, and at low speeds, it's even worse. So if you're riding it in the city, if you're buying the scooter to ride in the city, well, that may not be the best choice, because the suspension, again, it's very hard, and the ride is also not that comfortable. And if you hit a pothole, well, that's when it gets really harsh. So in terms of how absorbent the suspension is, well, it's not quite that great, because it's meant for touring. It is a very nicely tuned suspension for open roads, for smooth roads, but bad roads, well, it can't quite handle it. And that's also down to the fact that, of course, it comes with smaller wheels. These are 15-inch at the front and 14-inch at the back. In terms of ride quality, well, yes, of course, I think it's my fault, because I'm comparing it with a full-blown GS motorcycle or something like that. This is a scooter at the end of the day. Just because you can do touring, it doesn't mean that it's going to be as comfortable as a motorcycle. Now, the other slight problem I had was, again, riding in the city, the throttle is a little choppy at low speeds. It doesn't quite have the smoothness. The throttle, the fueling is not perfect at low speeds. But once you are doing speeds over 40 or 50, it is very smooth. It has got ride-by-wire throttle. So beyond that, no problems. But in the city, stop-go traffic, you will notice that the throttle has a little bit of choppy action. Now, coming to the main highlight of this scooter, of course, it has to be the handling, because I took it to the hills, and the way this thing takes corners, how stable it feels, well, it's phenomenal. It has, like I said, got those typical BMW traits. You can see the engineering behind, and once you're riding, even at high speeds, you are doing crazy speeds in the hills. This thing feels very planted. It has a long wheelbase of 1565 millimeters, so it's very stable through corners. Of course, it doesn't tip in as your regular 125cc scooters. It is a heavy and a long scooter. It has got a bigger wheel, but it just feels so superb to ride even in the hills. And I think for me, the handling is the best part, because despite its weight, despite how long it is, it just tips into corners perfectly. And I think that is, for me, the most enjoyable part. So overall, the C400 GT, well, of course, it's a very expensive toy, and like I said in the beginning, only a select few will buy this. Now, on the face of it, this doesn't make a lot of sense. If you think about it logically, this is very expensive. It's 10 lakh rupees. You don't get a lot of equipment. There's not a lot of power in offer. So you might think that this is just, again, a marketing gimmick. This is a scooter for the rich and it doesn't solve any real purpose. But I think I also made the same mistake. I judged it based on its spec sheet. But that's not the case, because in the real world it is a damn good scooter. Now you can do everything with it. It's a jack of all trades. You want to ride it daily, you can do that. It's very comfortable. You want to go long distance riding, 200-250 kilometers in a day, can be done very easily. And even if you are a sort of rider who enjoys throwing his or her bike around corners, well, this thing will delight you. So for me, it has got all the typical BMW traits. It is comfortable, it looks brilliant, it is phenomenal. Wherever you go, it pulls crowd like anything. It has got all the bases covered. Of course, shame about the pricing. It is 10 lakh rupees, which is a little too much for a single cylinder 400cc. It's not even 400cc actually, it's 350cc scooter. So that's a lot of money, but then you can't really blame BMW because it's a CBU. You have to pay exorbitant excise duties on this thing. So that's a topic for another day. But overall, I think its market position is what lets it down, especially because of the pricing. And for me, I think if it was priced more reasonably, I think it would find a lot more takers is the job. So hopefully in the future, maybe BMW starts producing it locally and we can have a maxi scooter, a real maxi scooter for ourselves in this country.